Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Concert Junkies, Rob and John. Oh, yeah.
And we're live. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Kate, and I am a singer.
So, what was your first reaction when your song went viral of War Pigs?
So I did not expect it to go viral, which was really obviously it's always exciting to go viral. Um, I was really honored that so many people were saying so many kind things. Like, I got a lot of comments saying, "Oh, I wish Ozzy could have seen this," or "Ozzy would have loved this," and um, especially the older generations who grew up with Black Sabbath, kind of coming onto the page and just giving so many kind words and compliments. I know that Ozzy and Black Sabbath, got my cool vintage Black Sabbath sweatshirt, means so much to so many people. So having it go viral and then being well received was felt really good because obviously we know how the internet can be absolutely brutal,
Yeah.
and especially when you're messing with such a classic, you know what I mean? But yeah, so it has felt good.
So, where were you when you found the news that went viral?
Oh my gosh. Well, originally I was at work for all of these things. I was at work when it was announced that Ozzy died, my coworker. It was kind of funny. We had never even talked about Black Sabbath or anything, but I'm kind of like the only tatted up person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he pulls me aside. He said, "I'm just gonna assume you like Black Sabbath, and I just want to let you know Ozzy died." And then that night, I went home, posted the video, and then kind of didn't check anything. The next morning, at work again, someone said, "I just saw you on my For You page. Like you're going viral." So I was at work both times.
That's normally in my life too. When something happens, I'm at work.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm a music teacher of small children, so I'm like, wow, that's crazy. All right, anyway, I'm like handing out little egg shakers and singing Miss Mary Mac, so it's kind of a complete opposite.
How old are the kids that you teach? Are you going to be able to teach them like Sabbath or any other band that's, I mean, maybe not lyrically, but had a.
So I was teaching all ages. I have like a couple teaching gigs. I teach like pre-K music right now. I've been teaching pre-K music for a while, so obviously, unfortunately, we're not doing any Black Sabbath. But I was teaching middle school and high school as well, and special. I was working at a musical theater specialty place, but a lot of musical theater has gone in like the rock direction. So I was hired to kind of be their quintessential like rock singer coach and everything. So I never got to do any Sabbath, but I have got to do other, like classic rock stuff with students, which has been really fun.
So, is there a song that you would want them to learn what that means more to you than other songs?
Just like students in general.
Yeah, like
Oh, for vocal students who are a little more advanced, especially for my theater kids, I love Heart. I just think that the vocals are out of control, insane, amazing, as we all know. So I would always love to teach, like Magic Man's always been my go-to karaoke song. I would love to teach that song. I would love to teach I think that Ozzy's vocals and Black Sabbath songs in general are very vocally challenging. So depending on the student, I actually would definitely go that direction as well. But yeah, the first band that comes to mind would be like Heart, for vocals. Queen. Oh, I've actually taught Queen because there's a Queen musical, believe it or not. So
I think that'd be interesting to see.
yeah, it's a jukebox musical. I actually don't understand what the plot is about at all. To be real, a lot of those musicals are terrible. Um, but I did have a student starring in it, so that was really fun to work on those, like Freddie Mercury vocals with some high schoolers.
But I would believe that's kind of hard.
Oh, it's very, very hard. I think probably Freddie, definitely vocal icon forever. I don't think anybody can touch him. I mean, there's quite probably maybe a few, but for me personally,
By you singing in general, is there any artist that you would not touch? That you know that you cannot sing?
that is a good question because there's obviously tons of people. Any genre, or are we talking like rock or?
No, it could be anything. Any that you know that your ability. I mean, if you practice for years, probably, but I'm saying your ability that you can't hit the octave.
Who I couldn't do, you said?
Yeah, you couldn't.
Oh, okay. Oh, definitely. Oh my God, so many. Um, I personally like a lot of the old, like, I'm trying to think of a couple people. Well, one of my favorite vocalists of all time, I mean, she's rock adjacent, but Florence Welsh from Florence and the Machine, which is like probably why um my voice also tends to go in that like kind of Celtic way because I grew up listening to her music. She first came out when I was in high school. Um, I feel like Florence Welsh is pretty untouchable. I wouldn't even say technique wise, she just has such a unique tone and energy behind her voice that I feel like no one can actually replicate it. So that's someone. I'm trying to think who else. Obviously like Mariah Carey, because like who can touch her?
Nick
um,
Cannon.
what?
I said Nick Cannon
Oh,
can, or used to
yeah.
be able to.
Oh my god, that's funny. I'm trying to think. That's a really good question. Um, because there's just so many. Like we're so lucky to be alive in a time when there I mean not so much anymore because now everybody's auto-tuned and AI and all the famous singers are nepo babies at this point, but all the previous generation singers, incredible, incredible talents. Who else? I'm trying to think who's like some of the most iconic singers. I would say like Celine Dion, obviously too.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, there's auto tune and there is what do you call it? What's the other one? I cannot think of the name of it. But it's not. It's not. I mean, it's not used all the time either. Like it's
Like the pitch correcting stuff.
yeah, it's not. It's not. I mean, it's different live performance than just on a record.
Some of the mics now I do know that they have some of that like they have auto tune built into the microphone. Somehow, I don't know if it's through the actual mic or if it's through like the system, but there are currently ways to do a little bit of like pitch correction live. But I just feel like nowadays everybody's singing I sound like such a old person being like nowadays, but everyone's singing to tracks, tons of backup tracks and there's nothing like don't get me wrong. Like I'm a 90s baby. I grew up with like do you think Britney Spears could really sing? Not really, but I grew up with her and I still think that there's value to being an entertainer, but I just don't think we have like singers. You know what I mean? Who are you're like, "Damn, that person can really friggin' sing." Even on the internet now, too, just like with everything being TikTok and social media, a lot of these big viral singers and creators have all been getting outed for it's very, very easy to put auto tune on like TikTok or any app like that. So it's kind of hard nowadays to tell like who's even like what you're really up against.
But then it's talent. I mean, talent is talent, even if it is auto. I mean, even if it's auto corrected or auto tuned
Oh
a
yeah,
little bit. I mean,
yeah, that's what I meant by like the Britney Spears thing. It's like we all know she was lip syncing and singing tracks and auto tune whatever. But she's still an amazing entertainer, very talented. Um, But it's interesting. I feel like in kind of the more like alternative genres, you still get more of that. I guess what I'm getting at, I'm such a rambler, is like the raw vocal talent, you know what I mean?
Okay, so speaking of that, did you take lessons when you were a kid, or it was just a hairbrush and a mirror?
Brush in the mirror for a long time. I did grow up in the arts. My mom's a dance teacher, so like, I grew up performing like dancing. Um, but I would actually just sing at recess. I'd force all the kids to stand around on the playground while I performed. And unfortunately, like as a voice teacher, I know how expensive it is. It just wasn't something that was like accessible to me. I was just lucky that I got to hang out with really cool musicians when I was growing up, and like I said, like playing little bands and gig here and there and get the live experience. That was able to get me into college, and then in college, I was able to get formal training.
So when you went to college, it was for music, or was it something else
Yes.
and turned into music?
I went to Berkeley for voice. Oh, come here. Sorry, my cat's coming to visit. Um, so yeah, I was at Berkeley about a decade ago. I've been off and on there for a while, so still technically going.
So once you're done with that, what are you planning on doing?
So while I've been there, I was able to get a voice teaching certificate. I did a grad program because it's a little confusing. Berkeley has bought the Boston Conservatory, which has its own separate entity, but as a Berkeley student I was able to do this program. So I'm actually kind of already doing what I planned on doing career wise as an educator. I feel really lucky that I got in. I work at a pretty really nice private school, and the private lessons that I was teaching were awesome. I just live too far away from that studio. So but I am hoping to, through this experience, I'm definitely more inspired to get back in the studio, do more studio work. I had some talks and some DMs mentioning some potential features with different like heavy bands. So that would be really fun to kind of jump back on to that world.
Can you give us a little Easter egg on like what type of music though? If you can't say who it's with or any of that.
I would say because nothing has been confirmed yet, it's just kind of been like, oh, I know someone who knows someone. Just, I don't even know what to say without giving it away. Really, like extremely well known, like just like classic modern, like 2000s metal bands. I'm just really lucky that I know people through the Boston punk and hardcore scene. Um, but that's all I can say. Just because I don't want to jinx anything, and but I am going to the studio actually a week from today to record the War Pigs, my version of War Pigs. So once we kind of do all the logistics there, get it approved, because obviously it's a cover, to stream and everything, hopefully that kind of opens some more doors as well. Um, so excited about that.
So how long do you think that's going to take to mix, master, and product?
I'm working with a friend he's a full-time producer. He kind of understands that, like, given the situation of this is kind of a unique thing where it's like, okay, this is going viral and this is really relevant to the times right now. We're trying to do a tribute to Ozzy. We're trying to get it out as fast as we can while people are like, their eyes are on Ozzy. Their eyes, people are remembering Black Sabbath and really wanting that at this moment. So hopefully it'll be soon. I just know it can take up to, I believe, like 2 or 3 weeks to get the rights all situated when it's a cover.
Is it just going to be a single, or are you going to try to do an EP while you're in the studio as well?
Today we're just, I mean, not today. Next week we're just going to do the single, but I'm connecting with a bunch of musicians that I've met like through this whole viral experience to do quite a few just like classic metal and rock covers, kind of in a similar style. I've connected with people who play bagpipes. I've connected with somebody who plays the dulcimer. I've connected with someone who plays a multitude of these sort of like Renaissance instruments. So I think that would be really fun to do. Um, so kind of like Ren Fair covers of metal songs. I would love to put that out as an album or an EP.
So we're pretty much looking by the end of this year or early next year.
The Black Sabbath cover should be coming out hopefully, I want to say like within a month or two max. But anything else, it's just all of these musicians are located in different parts of the world. So everything's going to be done virtually. And it's just, a matter of kind of herding everybody together and getting things done.
So do you record at home at all?
I do. At Berkeley, I did learn a little bit of really basic audio. I don't even want to call it engineering, just basic audio knowledge. So, I actually used to have a podcast. So I have like a podcast set up. And so through that, you're able to do basic vocals. I can send off vocal lines to people. I can do like very minimal mixing. Um, so I'm actually through this experience been sorry, I like get nervous on live. So I'm like blah, 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 blah. Um I've been, like I said, more inspired to just do more musically. So I'm looking at kind of upgrading my at-home situation, which will be fun.
Is it just a soundboard or more in depth?
I'm looking to upgrade. Like right now, I just use GarageBand, which I think is so underrated. You can do so much with just GarageBand. But I'm looking to upgrade, maybe buy like Logic or Ableton or something, get an actual vocal mic. Um, what else was I gonna get? I probably at that point need a bigger computer, to be honest, but just to be able to maybe program some, not like do electronic music, but because I don't really play instruments, I can sort of play piano. I play it well enough, but because I don't play guitar, I wish I did. I don't play drums, I don't play any of these instruments, but something where I can kind of mess with things at home and make demos and arrange things and then take that to a band or a studio and just say, all right, like let's rock out on this.
So do you get nervous when you're in the studio?
Not really.
Or you're safe, or that's your safe place?
It depends who you're working with. No, but I think like depending on the gig, because like I've done a lot of studio work over the years. If it's something really fun, casual, I've spent so many hours in the studio just with friends, like messing around. It does feel like a safe space to just be creative and have fun. But if it's kind of like a high pressure, oh, we have like 3 seconds to get this out. It has to be done today. Or, if your vocals aren't vocaling that day, it can be a little stressful, but generally I absolutely love being in the studio.
All right, so here's a difficult question.
Yeah.
Would your 14-year-old self be happy today?
Yes and no, because at 14 was when I was like, if I remember saying out loud, I had so much drive at the time to be a professional musician, but I wanted to be like a rock. I was like, I'm gonna be so famous. Like I definitely needed to be humbled a little bit. But that's all I wanted to do. And I remember saying, like, if I'm not famous by 25, I'm gonna kill myself. Like that sounds so fucked up. But I'm sorry, am I allowed to swear?
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay, I remember like legitimately not even like, oh, woe is me, like just there is genuinely not another fucking option for me in this world. And I actually haven't talked about this on TikTok. I am allowed to talk about it. I just haven't put it on TikTok really, but I had been on a singing show when I was 18, a very famous one. I just try to keep it kind of like I'm not embarrassed by it. It's just something that ended up not being the most positive. Like I had a fun time, but career-wise, it wasn't a great experience for me just because of like the contracts they lock you into. But that experience made me realize like what being a famous singer really looks like and what that industry is actually like, being thrown into that really young and meeting and getting to sing with, you know, like really big celebrities was super eye-opening, and it made me realize I still want this but not in the same direction. Does that make sense? I feel like I'm being kind
No,
of vague, but
no, I mean it makes sense. They kind of, I'm just gonna say it. They want to paint you a different way than you
oh,
actually
that's what they
are.
did. That's what they did to me. They really ran with the whole, and again, I'm not trying to bash like the show. I had a genuinely the time of my life. I had so much. I got to live in a five-star hotel at 18 in LA with some of the most talented singers I'd ever met, and like got to sing for celebrities and work with like celebrity bands and stuff. That's an like an irreplaceable experience, and I wouldn't take it back, but it's just I wish I had known like to stand up for myself as an artist and like who I wanted to portray myself as, because if you don't do that, they're like, "Hey, we're going to take you in this, like you said, we're going to make up a sob story for you and we're going to run in like a really wild direction that doesn't even make sense for who you are or what you look like." You know what I mean? They're dyeing my hair crazy colors, dressing me crazy, making me sing things that I would have just never sang. So,
So
that
I
was
mean,
yeah.
same scenario. I mean, technically, same scenario of Little Mermaid. They're just still in your voice.
Yes, exactly. And I was this when I was on the show, it was a very long time ago. So this was very like early singing show days. This is like pre-social media. So this was back when they're obviously running things a little bit different, but I don't think the general public understood exactly that. Like they're churning out season after season after season, and it's like, do you even remember anybody from these shows? No, they're just using you for that moment, and then that's that. And then you're locked in a contract for a billion years and you can't do anything else.
So I mean, I've seen clips and I've seen shows, and somebody came back 2 years later because you have to have a certain time frame to you to come back. Oh,
Yeah.
I remember you. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I said, again, I cannot speak. There are other shows out there. You know, the singing show world is actually very small, and I still stay in touch with a lot of people. And I've met people who have been on other shows. The show I was on, we were treated extremely well compared to other shows. So again, like this is not like I never want to complain. I feel like I had so much fun, but at the end of the day, yeah, it's just I hate to be like Hollywood is so fake, man. Like but like that's kind of what I was saying at the beginning. It's just like one of the reasons, kind of why I've been focusing on being an educator versus everyone's like, why haven't you been posting your singing this whole time? You know, you've been a professional singer, blah, blah, blah. Um, it's just such a weird world. It's so weird to navigate. And it's kind of hard to find your place, especially as a woman too. Like, and I obviously like grew up in like the heavy music industry, and like obviously that's what I like. That's why we're here today, because of the Black Sabbath cover. So it's like especially weird navigating all of that as a woman too. So it's just like a weird time.
Do you think it's ever going to get easier?
I think now with social media, a lot of people like to hate on social media. Sometimes I have my moments where I hate on it, but I really think that I feel like back in the day, you know, if you're a musician, you would make it, you played a show because an agent was like in the audience or something, you know, there's all those stories. But now, you know, there was a time frame where that stopped happening, and it was you needed connections or you needed to get like discovered somehow through, you know, knowing people who know people. Now with social media, I think it's reopening the door to everyday people to get these opportunities and to get like discovered or whatever. Like if I hadn't posted this video in literally I'm just in my Black Sabbath pajama shirt, um, you know, I was like getting ready for bed. Normally you would never post something like that. You know what I mean? Like you know, or not post. What I wanted to say is you normally wouldn't go on stage in your pajamas like that or feeling like you feel like you have to put on a whole like persona to perform and look presentable, whatever. Now social media, you can literally be getting ready for bed, post a 30-second video of you singing, and then get reached out to by gigantic names asking for like a vocal feature. So I think social media is awesome for that, and I do think it'll make things easier for people.
Maybe I'm old school, but I mean, I flyers at doors and like guerrilla warfare dropping on cars, and I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna be there. Yeah, I mean,
Oops.
yeah,
Sorry.
those were literally the days of.
I know. I feel like yeah,
I
like
kind of miss it.
I was going to shows in Boston, which like Boston has an iconic punk hardcore scene. Since I was probably my dad would take I was really lucky I had like a cool dad that would take me to shows like iconic, you know, oh it's like at a church, it'll be fine. And they're like throwing knives and like chains in the mosh pit. And I'm 12. My dad's just standing back there watching me get punched in the head and he's laughing. You know what I mean? And I remember
Those were the best shows anyway.
those were the best. Like getting a
The
concussion as a 13-year-old girl at a
no,
show
I'm
was like
saying
the
like the
best
the
time.
VFWs, the
Yeah,
firehouses.
I
I,
still
I
so the hardcore scene is still like really thriving here, I will say, and I'm still like regularly at those VFW shows, hanging out with those people. They're still trying to keep that alive, I will say, and it's awesome. And they, you know, I've always had a lot of support from that scene, and people in that scene have always kind of been like big brothers to me. So but yeah, no, they're still doing the like dropping the flyers, you know, we'll go to shows, and it's really cool to see a lot of the younger kids too, and like seeing the new kind of like batch of teenagers at
yeah,
shows, and they're passing out the flyers and they're making zines and whatever, and it's awesome.
like they still by me. I live near New Brunswick, so
Okay.
Rutgers. So they do have basement shows still, and sometimes it's invite only or whatever the case may be. They're fun. It's just very cramped, and I don't do very cramped very well. I mean, I I pass. I mean, I pass on some concerts if I know I'm gonna be a sardine. I don't really feel like dealing with that.
Yeah,
But
I'm at the age now, especially like as a teacher, I care so much. I never cared before about, oh, like should I be screaming right now with like a speaker in my ear, or am I going to lose my voice and my hearing now, and then there goes my fucking income. So, I definitely am more careful.
well, for me, I'm a dumb. I'll admit it. I'm a dumbass. I always have the earbuds with me, and I'm taking photos in the photo pit. I get the Jeter effect. I can't
Yeah.
hear. I mean, like I'm averaging about 42 concerts a year, maybe more than that. Depends on what's going on and where I am. If I'm doing this or I'm doing that, whatever. Yeah,
No, that's awesome. I definitely feel I've been missing a lot of big shows around here lately just from, you know, I'm tired from work or whatever, but
I hope she comes back. I don't know what just happened. Until we figure out what happened, on she's getting back. But until we get her back next Wednesday, Dropout Kings will be on 7 o'clock Eastern.
okay, dude.
You're back, but your camera's not.
Oh, sorry.
Eh,
Somebody was trying to call me and it just kind of like made the whole thing
yep,
glitch out.
yep. Yeah, the hardcore scene.
Can you hear me still?
Yeah, I can hear you. Look, I have New Jersey and I have New York hardcore scene. I haven't been out to Boston ever yet.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
What did I just do? Nope.
And now there's just myself. She'll be back in a few minutes, hopefully. If not, so to catch you guys up on what's going on. And you're back.
Sorry about that. Somebody tried to call me and then I could see you, but I couldn't hear you or anything.
That's fine.
But anyway, yeah.
So what's going on with you for the rest of the year?
We're about to start the school year. I sound so boring. So, getting geared up for another fun year of educating the youth, which is genuinely so fun and rewarding. I feel really lucky to get to do that. But yeah, no, this whole War Pigs thing has just kind of opened a bunch of doors. I think I was holding myself back for a long time, so I'm really looking forward to I'm gonna just dive right back into music. It's been a long time. Just kind of saying yes to things and not being afraid to say, like, no, I'm too busy or whatever. Like, trying to actually prioritize creating instead of just prioritizing work. You know what I mean? And I'm also getting married in October. So that's really exciting. So definitely really focusing on that too. But
Congrats on that.
thank you.
So, school year, music, wedding. So you're pretty much booked.
Oh, yeah. Trying to get into some shows in between there somehow.
Performing or going?
Going.
Going? Is there anybody on your list that you really want to go see right now?
Trying to think. I think Stevie Nicks is coming back to the area in October.
Yeah, she is. I know she had shoulder surgery recently.
Oh, dang. I saw her a couple years ago at in Massachusetts, and it was a lightning storm. So it's kind of cool because they canceled everything else, and instead of like a 3-hour set, she just played her hits back to back to back for like 45 minutes straight, which was awesome because I had like standing seats. So I'm like, great. I just watched Stevie Nicks perform. I only had to sit here for 45 minutes and I didn't have to sit through any openers or anything like that. And there was lightning storms the whole time, and it was so witchy and magical. So I would love to see her again. Actually, speaking of performers and like longevity and voice and everything, Stevie was legit, like legitimately one of the best live singers I've ever heard in my life. She was incredible.
I haven't got a chance to see her yet.
Oh my gosh, like she's just so iconic and she's so good.
I mean, she's on. I mean, if it's doable, she's on the list. But I'm more of trying to see more of underground right now.
Yeah, no, for sure. For underground stuff, honestly, like those are mostly the shows I go to, but I just kind of wait to see what people are. It sounds silly, but I'm like, whatever people are posting, when people are sharing flyers and stuff, I'm like, oh shit, like 5 of my friends are on that. I should go to that. And then we just show up that day. But we're lucky. There is a really good scene in New England, I will say.
So there's a lot of bars and stuff that has music. I've never been out
Yeah.
there yet.
Yeah, we have a ton of venues, a ton of really cool bars, some bars that kind of just like haven't really changed their vibe in decades, and they still have awesome like metal and rock bands coming through. I will say not this year, but last year I was really lucky in Boston. I got to see a ton of really great shows. I got to see Coven, who was absolutely amazing. I don't know if you're familiar. They're like from
Yeah.
yeah. I'm like the inspo for Black Sabbath pretty much. Like that was a really cool experience, especially we're talking about like women in rock and whatever. Jinx is so iconic. So getting to see Jinx live was it was Coven and Lucifer. And I would love to be in a band like Lucifer or Coven or something in between. So that's actually something I'm kind of like, can we manifest that now that, I've got some.
The only person that's stopping is you.
I know. Me, but oh, I
Like
got work. I go to bed too early to be in a rock band now.
I
I have to get over that. I don't have any excuses. I don't have kids yet or anything. So I'm like, all right, we got to make this happen.
I mean, that's the biggest thing, and I'm fault of it too. The only thing that is standing in my way is myself.
Yeah. No, it's hard, honestly. It's like, I know it's like a standing joke, but people are always saying like, "Oh, we like stop learning. We need drummers. Like more people need to pick up the drum." Like I've started like little projects here and there with friends who are in bands around here, but like every drummer we know is in 10 fucking bands, and then they're always on
There
tour
are
or whatever.
there are no drummers.
There are like I'm dead serious. My last apartment, I lived with an amazing bassist, and he's more of he's really into like Tool and like he's like a prog bassist. He's incredible. He'd sit in his
Okay.
room all day like doing crazy like unfathomable riffing on his bass. Incredible. We met because we had been paired together for jamming for a project, and then of course no drummer. So the whole time we lived together, we're
Yeah.
like, all right, we're gonna make a band happen. We're gonna do this. We have no excuse. We live together. We have a little studio in our apartment. We live in a city with a ton of musicians. No drummer. Like quite literally could not get a drummer.
It
It's like unbelievable. There's no drummers.
You want something, it's not there. But when
I
you
was like,
don't
I'm
want
gonna
it,
just learn
you see.
drums at this point.
Well, I mean, you can. You
I
just
don't think
need.
my neighbors would appreciate a drum set in our apartment, but
It's called a drum machine, and it's called the drum box.
no, I that
You
well,
just get the box.
that's why I want to get like Ableton because I want to program some like I really actually genuinely love percussion and like to like program that type of stuff. I feel like I have an ear for it. I just can't play the instrument. So I think it would be really fun to like program that type of stuff. I had started working on some sort of like gothy in like synthy like Sisters of Mercy inspired type stuff, which was really fun. My problem is I start little projects and then people like it. I like there's no reason why it's not like people are like that sucks, stop doing that. I'll put something out, it'll be well received, and then I just like freak out and have like perfectionism anxiety, and then I just never post about it again, or you know what I mean. So I have to get over that.
So you're technically a Tinkerbell.
Yes.
You just
Yes.
tinker and you don't finish what you start.
Yeah, exactly. Very ADHD, have like 10 side quests going on at all times. So that is something that's definitely I've had a lot of people say, like personally, like I'm not religious, but people say like, God put you on this earth to sing, like that is a God-given talent. Like I hear that all the time. And it's hard for me to not sing, I don't believe in myself, but like I don't know. It's just people always tell me like I focus on too many things and I should just be singing. Like that's like what I was put on this earth to do. And I think, I strayed for a really long time, but kind of make a full circle moment. The War Pigs experience really just kind of reiterated that for me. Like maybe this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And it's kind of funny because that is, in my opinion, what I was doing is not very challenging to, and in my head, I'm like, oh my God, I can do so much more with my voice and people are impressed by this. That's crazy. Like maybe people just really do like my voice because I feel like people want to hear like crazy belting or like super high notes or really cool riffs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh wow, people actually really just like appreciate the sound of voice, like a voice singing. I don't know. It just like it was really Like I got really emotional. I cried so much when this was all happening, to be honest, because I'm like, wow, people, this is nuts. I never thought people would like want to hear that. So, but I'm totally rambling. But yeah, just too many side quests. Really wanting to like hone back in on music and just kind of like accept my fate that that's what I'm supposed to be doing.
So when the cover gets released, is it going to be on Spotify, Apple, all the platforms,
Yeah, I'm
correct?
gonna the producer, he's really good with all that stuff. I had to sign up for like all this. I'm already like kind of in those systems as like a studio singer. I've had to like be in those
Yeah.
program, you know what I mean, those systems before just like for logistics. But this guy is really good with all that, so I think he's gonna help me take care of all that. I actually did not know until this experience that it is pretty doable and affordable to release covers and stream them. I didn't know you could just
Um.
do that.
Yeah.
It's just like a
uh,
monthly fee, and then they, the royalties get split to the rightful owner.
yeah.
And like, I
It's
don't
what it.
care about the money part of it because I know, like, with Spotify, like, even if it has a million streams, what are you getting? Like $300? You know what I mean? Like, it's not
Probably less. Probably less than that, hon.
exact. No, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, even if I got a million streams, what am I gonna like be able to get groceries that day? You know what I mean? It's not like life changing
It's
money.
it,
Unfortunately, it should be, but it's not. So I just never really like I didn't know I'd be allowed to do covers and post them. So now that I know I'm allowed, I'm like, oh my God, there's so much stuff I want to do that I'm just gonna put out.
I mean, yeah, I mean, you're allowed, but of course, depends on who it is. I mean, I would ask permission first, but
Oh
yeah,
yeah, no, like Spotify automatically, like you have to get permission to for it to even go live.
yeah.
But like money wise, it's like some people don't do them because then you don't get the full split of the royalties, if that makes sense. But because I'm like, I don't give a shit. What was I gonna get? 50 cents? Like, you know
Well,
what I mean? Like,
to be 100% honest, if you're coming out here saying I want to be a musician and make millions of freaking dollars, you're in the wrong business.
no, yeah, no. Like I said, that's I love being an educator. It's I've definitely never been in it for them. And that's actually why I also felt like held back as a musician because I hate to sound like "Oh, I'm not in it for the money. I just love it. Like I genuinely do just love it. And it's never been about the money for me. So I haven't ever like aggressively pursued it, if that makes sense. And like people I know in the scene here who are in giant, I'm not gonna name drop people because I feel like that's cheesy, but like I'm, hang around with people, friends with people in the scene here who are in massive iconic bands. They have day jobs. Like they
Anybody,
tour the
anybody,
world, but they still have day jobs.
anybody that I've spoken to in the last, I think I've been doing this 7 years, maybe longer. I've been in the scene for longer than that,
Yeah.
since early mid '90s, probably.
You're not getting
You,
paid jack shit.
you're it's not like, so it's not what you said earlier. It's not that Sony's going to be at your gig, or some rep from, I just use Sony, but any of the other record labels that are out there. You could even start your own record label right now, click of a button. So
Yeah.
I'm just saying in general, it's not how it used to be.
Oh
So
no, not at
no,
all.
it's half a. You might make half a dollar on one stream. I mean, if you're not doing it for the love of it, and you're just doing it for a paycheck, I would think twice.
Yeah, it's not sustainable, I think, like emotionally, physically, if you're just in it for money. Um, I do feel like I keep saying, I know I keep going back to it, but like I really do feel super lucky that I was able to become a teacher because I still get, and I really actually urge other musicians like that we need more teachers in the world. If you love music because you love music, this sounds so cheesy, but it's like genuinely, like, it's a privilege to go to a job. Like, yeah, I work a lot and I'm really tired because working with children is exhausting. Everybody knows that. But I get to go to a job where I get, oh my God, I sound like such a It sounds corny, but it's so true. Like I get to share the love of music and singing and like kind of ignite that spark for a child. Because I remember my first music teacher, she was this kooky lady who always wore like crazy socks and she had like a crazy haircut. I will remember her for the rest of my life. And she was the first person to kind of identify like, hey, like you have like some natural musical ability. And she kind of, gave me my first solos and in chorus in elementary school. You know what I mean? I think having that music educator at a young age is so important to like the next generation of musicians. And I would like urge anybody who loves music and feels like, discouraged by the way it is today, like just become a teacher. They don't care. I'm literally like covered in tattoos. I work at a fancy private school. They don't give a shit anymore. Cuz I feel like that's held a lot of people back. Like, oh, I couldn't teach because of like the way I look or whatever. So,
But if you're gonna teach drums.
yes, we need drum teachers. Oh my
We
god.
need drummers.
Please. No, seriously, I super focus on I have like little rhythm sticks that I do with the students and well also because right now I'm teaching little kids, so they need something in their hands or they're going to go crazy after 10 minutes. They just can't sit there. We're doing drumming stuff all the time. We're drumming on the floor. I'm having them drumming on little things. I'm like, "Yes. Yes, love the drums. You can join us. We need those drummers."
Do you have any advice that you would like to give on
Just singing in
well,
general.
yeah, I guess just saying in general.
I would say I get asked a lot. Okay, so I'm gonna ramble for a second, but it's gonna circle back. I'm sorry, I'm a yapper, I'm a rambler.
That's
Super
fine.
ADHD. Woke up from a nap before this, so I'm like, ah. Um, had two like 3 coffees today. So I get asked all the time, like, do I have students who genuinely can't sing? Like, do I have students who are tone deaf? Like, do I think that like you either have it or you don't? I think genuinely everybody has the ability to sing. It is something like historically humans love music. Obviously, it's so important to humanity. Um, and I think we inherently are all born with the ability to sing. So my advice, here's the circling back. Um, I have met kids who are pretty tone deaf, I'm not gonna lie. Or just like physically their voice doesn't sound great, but it 99.9% of the time can be fixed. So if you love singing, if you love music, first of all, you should just sing to sing because singing's like good for you. It's therapeutic. Singing in your car is the best therapy. But if you love to sing and you want to take it seriously, but you just think you might not be good enough or whatever, it's like just like lock in and try. Just sing to sing. And I will say, this is gonna sound kind of shady. It's genuinely not shady. In my experience from being on singing shows and this, that, and the other, you don't have to be the best technical singer to make it. You need to like you have to have the passion, the drive. And that's something I struggled with. Like I always had the passion. Obviously, I didn't have the drive. I let myself get in my way and I'm not like going to be like, "Oh, woe is me" because I did it to myself because I didn't have the drive. If you love singing and you have the drive, trust me. Like I was saying earlier, half the famous singers right now can't fucking sing for shit. No, I'm just kidding. They just love it and they have the drive and there's teachers, there's coaches, there's you being a great singer is like being an athlete. Some of these like top singers we're seeing today are like Olympic level athletes in a way. So it's something that you can train and you can practice and I practiced a fuckload when I was a kid to be able to get into college. So if I can do it, anyone can do it. And that's my done. I'm done with my yap. I have to stop now.
I normally ask if you want to say anything to your fans. I don't know if you want to call them fans. I don't know how you want to.
I feel like That sounds so funny to me. I just
I address it, but is there anything you would like to say to your viewers? Is that
yeah, I
the
like
right
I mean,
the right
you
wording?
can say the fan. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, because I do have to wrap up in a sec, but I feel like, the whole War Pigs thing has gained me, I want to say between platforms, maybe 30, 40,000 people in the past month, which is insane. Like that's literally insane to me. Um, that means like 30, 40,000 people heard my voice and they liked it enough to follow me in that. That's incredible. Like that's I'm so emotional. I'm so emo. I'm like I'm gonna cry. But so I guess anyone like supporters or whatever. Sorry, my cat. He like tries to jump off the porch. And I just want to make sure he doesn't do it. I'm like, what do I want to say? I guess just thank you for like, how do I want to word this? I want to be really intentional. Um, it just means a lot to kind of have that re-inspiration that has been lost for so many years because I was so, oh, fuck the industry, fuck this, fuck that, whatever, this, that, and the other. Um, all of you people coming out and supporting me and just being a fan of what I have to offer has kind of meant the world to me, to be honest. And um, it's just really inspired me. And I hope that with the stuff that comes out, I hope that the studio version is what people are hoping for. I've gotten, like I said at the beginning, so many really meaningful, heartfelt comments about how, like, in different ways, how the version, oh my God, I can't talk. I'm so sorry. How my version of this song has touched people in different ways and what it means to them. So I don't take this lightly. It's like I'm taking this really seriously. So I hope that everybody is like pleased and happy. And I mean Sharon's been watching these videos. So I hope if Sharon ends up listening to it that she's proud. I hope, you know what I mean? I don't know. I just like I hope I make you all proud and just thank you. I could have just said that instead of rambling for a minute, but
So at this time, do you want to tell everybody where you can be followed and
yeah. Well, I'm like not good at this stuff. This is what I'm like, I need my friends have all been like, you just need like a manager. You just need to show up to your places, sing, and then have someone else just tell you what to do and have a marketing person. I'm not good at marketing myself, obviously. Um, I'm on TikTok. I'm really trying to be active there. It's Kate Sings with a little underscore, but I spell Kate Cait. People get confused. So Kate Sings. And then on other platforms, I actually have another TikTok under Feral Pisces, and that's where I am on Instagram. So like on everything else, I've been Feral Pisces for a while because I'm pretty feral and I happen to be Pisces. So
so I'm just gonna give everybody a reminder. This is on Facebook, Concert Junkies, Robin John YouTube, Concert Junkies, Robin John YouTube, and this will be on Twitch. It's just Concert Rob because they wouldn't let me finish anything. And I will see you guys next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern with Dropout Kings.
awesome.
I would like to thank you for your time and have a great night.
Thank you so much for having me and listening to me. Yeah.